Thank you. You may be seated. Good evening, and welcome to our graduation ceremony. My name is Dylan Duke, and this year I served as president of the class of 2014. As I was writing this speech, I thought about what people expected me to say. I thought, oh, they expect me to talk about the joys of high school or how all of us are destined for greatness in one way or another, which may be true, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to stand up here and say the same things that have been heard so many times or present the same ideas that so many other students have had. I didn't want to say this something that a student from any other school might say because I didn't think that I would truly be representing my class if I did. You see, our class is different from all the others. I guess you could say we're everything you never expected. Then I said, well, what's something they wouldn't expect me to say? And began thinking about speeches I had heard at other graduations and realized that most of them talked about the past. And I began to wonder why, since this day, this event, this very moment, is supposed to focus on our future. And while the past should be remembered, I decided that it would be more important to talk about what lies ahead of us. After today, we'll be starting a new journey that will lead us down roads we did not plan to take. Roads that will lead us to our goals and to our dreams. But the most important part is not where we end up. It's the life lessons we learn along the way. It's building the strength to stand back up when we fall. It's the little things that put a smile on our face and makes this life truly worth living. It's in these kind of moments that we discover who we are. The Bible says in James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be made mature and complete and not lacking anything." Now, I know that being happy about trouble seems like a crazy idea, but how else would we learn? How else would we grow? So when life gets hard and you feel like nothing's going right, know that you will persevere and you will overcome those obstacles. And know that after those trials are over, you will be better and stronger than ever before. I would like to close with something that I'm sure those of us who have been in band have heard before, and it's about our mascot. I want you to think of all the other schools and their mascots. North Hall is the Trojans, and if you'll remember, they were defeated in a war. Johnson High School is the Knights, and I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any of those lately. Gainesville's mascot is the Red Elephants. Need I say more? But Vikings are still around today. They may not wear a helmet with two horns anymore, but they do still exist, and they are just like us. We're going off to new places in hopes of making some new discoveries. Discoveries that will give us answers about what life really is and about what we want out of it. And as each of us go out on our journeys and make those discoveries, I want you to remember that you can achieve any dream, you can overcome any obstacle, and no matter what, you will always be a Viking. Thank you. And now, please join me in standing for the presentation of colors, to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of the national anthem.
Could the audience please join me in the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could you please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? National anthem.
Please be seated. We'd like to take a moment to recognize some special guests that we have. If you can please stand when I call your name. Superintendent Will Schofield. School board members Nate Morris, Sam Chapman, Bill Thompson, Brian Sloan, and Craig Harrington, and state representatives Carl Rogers and Lee Harking.
Good evening, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2014. I'm Jeff Cooper, and as principal, I am privileged to make a few comments to commemorate this event tonight. For the graduates, this has been a journey, but it's been a journey that others have shared. For that reason, I'd like to thank several groups. To the families of the graduates, thank you. Without your constant support, many of these young men and women sitting in front of us today would not be here. Tonight, to the faculty and staff, these students have been under your guidance for 4 years, and you've done your best to prepare them for life. Thank you for all the efforts you have given. To Ms. Cindy Greer, senior sponsor, thank you for your countless hours that you've spent to make this ceremony possible tonight. Graduates, tonight you start a new path. And where will it take you? Yes, your teachers have tried to teach you certain points, and it perhaps involves information that you weren't sure you really needed to know. After all, you've wondered, do I really need to know the quadratic formula? Do I really need to know who Beowulf is? Do I really need to know about the Battle of the Bulge? But it's not really about the facts or the memorization. It's the learning process. It's what your teachers have tried to teach you in order to actually learn and be a successful part of a group. And that's what's important. Ask yourself, how can I contribute? How can I be a part of a team and contribute positively? Society demands today that you can function successfully in a group. So here's a short quiz for you. Name 3 friends who kept you functioning and gave you support when you thought life was too much. Name 2 teachers who helped you through school. List 5 people who have taught you something. Tell me 1 person with whom you enjoy spending time. See my point? It's people who matter. It's not simply facts we wanted you to learn. We wanted you to learn how to deal with being with other people and work toward a common goal, supporting others as they in turn support you. Perhaps one of the most important aspects we've tried to teach you is collaboration. Knowledge is essential, but collaboration means clarity, participating in teamwork, and focusing on forward momentum and progress. That's what society will demand of you. We need your insight, your skills, your energy to produce results. And we can get these results only if you recognize how important it is to flourish both as an individual and as a team member. Class of 2014, you've left your mark on East Hall High School. And the summary of your achievements proves it. You've been awarded over $739,000 in different academic scholarships. Perhaps the most impressive scholarship East Hall has seen in years, Corey Reese has a $250,000 scholarship to the United States Merchant Marine Academy. There are 15 honor graduates sitting on the stage tonight. 10 seniors participated in dual enrollment program at either the University of North Georgia or Lanier Technical College. 74 seniors were awarded platinum status, which means they passed all the required EOCTs and graduation tests while maintaining a 3.2 GPA. We have students who will be attending 40 schools ranging from local institutions to Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, Idaho, Wyoming, New York, and Ohio. 34 seniors were click advisors who volunteered their time to mentor freshmen and help them make good decisions. 4 students, Laura Gonzalez, J.D. Holloway, Alec Martin, and Giovanni Reyes, participated in honors mentorship. Nine students received UGA Certificates of Merit. Churston Malik was a state competitor in wood fabrication and placed in 2nd in the area and 6th in the state. Andrew Evans earned his FFA degree, state FFA degree. Davey Cantrell placed 1st for Automotive Service Technology at the CTI State Leadership Conference. Gabriela Perez placed 1st for Job Interview at the CTI State Leadership Conference. Lauren Raper is a Washington Youth Tour nominee. 16 work-based learning seniors participated in over 16,000 hours of job shadowing, partnered with 42 local businesses, earning over $83,000. 11 work-based learning seniors received the Georgia Department of Labor Georgia Best certification. During the class of 2014 tenure, the band program received 18 superior and 1 excellent rating at all marching and concert contests, receiving perfect scores at large group performance evaluation. They performed at 6 separate special invitation concerts, traveling as far away as Washington, D.C. and Walt Disney World. The band won the Gene Shadburn Salute to Marching Band Award in 2013 and was named finalist as Best Band in Georgia through WSB TV and radio. In sports, football has had 4 scholarship signees whose total scholarship money will end up almost $750,000. Boys basketball had 79 wins in 4 years, 2 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8, 1 Lanierland title, 1 national tournament title in Anchorage, Alaska, and they were the only senior class this year in Hall County to make the state tournament all 4 years. In addition, Jordan Jackson, Milton Welcher were named academic scholars at the Great Florida Shootout in Orlando. Wrestling had one of its best years ever. 4 seniors medaled at state: Contavious Johnson, J.D. Holloway, Tyler Thomas, and Edward Vergara. Edward also won the Southeast Open, Southeast Regionals, and gained All-American status. Enrique Restrepo also won the Southeast Regionals and gained All-American status. Softball also had an impressive year, as it was the first time in East Hall history that the team went to the state tournament. Overall, the team placed 2nd in the region, and 4 athletes made the all-region team. The baseball team competed in a tournament at ESPN's Wild World Sports at Disney World this year. Kara Hicks and Taryn Long helped lead the volleyball program to its first state playoff appearance in 2012 and helped the program earn an overall 59-34 record over the previous 2 seasons. Taryn is also the first volleyball player in school's history to receive a college scholarship. Senior achievements for boys soccer include the most wins in school history and an appearance in the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and the Final Four. This impressive list of accomplishments demonstrate what this group of young people can do when they strive for excellence and recognize the importance of collaboration and teamwork, both on and off the field. There are 177 graduates sitting here tonight, And I leave you all with one last thought. Each one of you has the ability to be a part of something bigger than yourself, to be the type of person who understands that you can't do it all alone, and that teamwork is necessary to solve problems. To be the person who supports others in their challenges, to be the person who becomes a credit to your world. Remember, it's people who matter. It's working together. It's using the skills we have given you. Your future starts now. Congratulations, class of 2014.
Good evening, everyone. My name is J.D. Holloway, and I'm the salutatorian for the class of 2014. I would like to begin by giving thanks to those who deserve it most. First, I would like to thank my family for making me do my homework at a young age and keeping me fed throughout the years, because you know that's a lot of food. I would like to thank my best friend, Callie Crawford, for supporting me the past 5 years. I would like to thank all the East Hall teachers for trying to keep a bunch of teenagers under control and educated. And finally, I would like to thank the class of 2014 for making the past 4 years so memorable. So, let's reflect on some accomplishments. Ulysses Darris has managed to sleep through every class and still make A's. That's pretty good. The basketball team has lived up to the legacy of East Hall basketball. They did win a tournament in Alaska. The volleyball team has dominated. The wrestling team has become a force to be reckoned with, and I think the whole state is scared of the soccer team. And let's not forget the band, because they are grand champions. All right, so we all know how we began high school. We started below the level of freshman status as academy students. I think the whole project was to see how many guinea pigs they could fit into one small hallway. Or maybe it was to lower the rate of freshman injuries. I don't know. Either way, it obviously worked because we boast one of the largest graduating classes from East Hall in recent memory. The next year, the administration opened the gates, and like a pack of wild animals, we entered the high school. This year was full of many events. We were introduced to high school classes, and we met the infamous Mr. Comley. We'll never forget him. Wendy Trinh was bombarded by fruit in the food fight to end all food fights, and our homecoming king, Corey Reese, transferred in from North Hall. Good choice. Junior year came, and we all knew that graduation was creeping ever so closer. We began communicating more with everybody, and we became a team. This began on the football field in the game with our rival West Hall. The whole community showed up. When we won in overtime, the entire stadium erupted, and we were all proud to be part of East Hall. Our sports dominated that year, and we rallied around each team. We even rallied to help Mr. Morgan find his misplaced phone. Senior year was unforgettable. We made our last promposals, and we ate our last school lunch. And also, we became infected by the fabled senioritis bug. But like a Viking, we fought through the seemingly incurable disease and made it to graduation. Now, here we are, either dressed in black or white, only to signify gender. We are receiving the same diploma that is only unique with your name on it. Tomorrow will come and you will be faced with a choice. Continue wearing your gown that doesn't separate you from the rest, or take your gown off and show the world that you are ready to take over. Don't give them a choice. You will be you, and you will be successful. Class of 2014, I leave you with these words. Remember, when life becomes difficult, it is always easy to go down the mountain rather than to go up the mountain, but the view is always best from the top. Congratulations, East Hall High School, class of 2014.
Love you too. Hello, my name is Lily Eccles, and by the grace of God, I am the valedictorian of East Hall High School's class of 2014. I could start with an inspirational quote or story. I could make a cliche comment about how we're all about to go out into the world, make 50,000 mistakes, and somehow wind up with no regrets. But I want to speak today about truth. And the truth is, I didn't get here today on my own. So I think it's only right that I start out by thanking some people who have helped me make it here today. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents for always supporting and believing in me, and guiding me to the right paths in life. I'd also like to thank my sisters for being there for me and always having my best interest in mind. My brothers-in-law for loving me and always making me laugh. My wonderful teachers for driving me to study harder and for making learning something I want to do. My friends, all the staff and students at East Hall High School, my youth pastor and church, and everyone else in Gainesville, Georgia for making up the community that I'm so blessed to be a part of. Every single person in this building today has a wonderful purpose in life that they were specifically built for, and many of you whom I just thanked have helped teach me that very fact. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my God. 1, for creating me. 2, for allowing me to live in such an amazing free country like America. 3, for giving me the intelligence that has made it possible for me to be here speaking in front of you all. And 4, for saving my life every single day with his unchanging love. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for him. So, I'm sitting at a soccer game the other day with one of my best friends when he gets a phone call from his older brother. Apparently, he was pretty pleased with a joke he had came up with. A minute later, my friend turns to me and says, "My brother says since you're going to be speaking at graduation, he's going to tell everyone to bring their Bibles." I replied something along the lines of, "Haha, very funny, aren't you such a comedian?" Now, if everyone could please turn to Genesis 1:1, we're going to work our way to Revelation. Okay. So I'm not going to stand here and read the Bible cover to cover. But since this message today is about truth, and I believe the Bible to be the ultimate truth, I will be quoting it a little later in my speech. That should give you all plenty of time to get the Bible app on your iPhone and/or Android device. Kidding. But seriously, there is a reason I'm speaking today. So why is that? Some of you might say, well, that's an easy answer. You've been like one of the smartest girls I've known since kindergarten at Lula Elementary. But I don't think I'm here today because I'm smart. I believe God made me smart so that I would be here today to give this speech. Many of you I might not know personally. I might never have said 2 words to you. And if that's the case, I'm very sorry. I've heard people say I'm stuck up, I'm a kiss up, I'm a goody two-shoes, teacher's pet. But the truth is, I was just kind of shy. You see, when I was young, I was always really afraid to talk to anyone. I preferred to do work on my own, and I was just really close to my family. When I got to high school, I didn't feel that way anymore, but I still felt I had to be that shy, smart girl, because that was who everyone expected me to be. But I'm not afraid to be who I am and state what I believe anymore, because I know truth, and the truth is something to be told. So what is truth? Well, because Miss Bingham made me swear not to use the words Webster's Dictionary defines or Walt Disney once said, I'll do my best to refrain. So Google defines truth, as that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. Now, why is this significant? There were other definitions of truth, but I chose this one because it's so simple. That's the thing about truth. It is so simple. The reason so many of us struggle to find truth is because in this world, we don't really like for anything to be absolute, because absolutes don't make room for loopholes. It's much easier to say you're stretching the truth than it is to say that you're lying. But how can you stretch something that's conditioned as absolute? You can't. This is really a good thing, though. It means there are not 100 different truths out there that we just have to pick from. There is only one, and if we can find it, we can be free. Free from what? The chains of confusion and doubt that weigh us down. If we can just realize that truth and lies are black and white, and we stop trying to find our way through our self-invented gray areas, then we are on our way to discovering truth. So how does one know what is truth? And why is it important to know? First of all, truth is what you find when you strip away all your accomplishments, all your surroundings, and all the people around you. What, or better yet, who is left? It's just you at your core. When it finally comes to that point where you no longer can rely on your friends, family, or teachers to tell you what to believe, and you have to decide what you, and only you, accept to be absolute truth. That is the moment when you discover who you really are. That is the moment when you discover truth. Truth is important to know because it defines how you live, what decisions you make, where you put your faith, when you can stand back up after a fall, and who people will remember you as. We graduates are about to go out into a world where we will be faced with every sort of person preaching, singing, shouting, and swearing their theories and philosophies into our ears. And we need to decide now who we are so that that person doesn't get lost in the gray area between the truth and the lies. My youth pastor once preached a sermon on guardrails and how we need to set up figurative guardrails in our lives to protect us from harmful decisions made in the heat of the moment. When we find and accept truth, instead of avoiding the subject until the need is desperate, we set up those guardrails in our lives. Many people say they plan to make mistakes in college because it's what everyone does, and at least they'll learn a lesson from it. It's like if they carved a new road in the side of a mountain and decided not to waste money on building guardrails until someone actually drives off the cliff. Yes, after that one person loses their life, then the rest should be safer. But is it not the obvious solution that they should have put in the guardrails before anyone had to get hurt? I mean, yes, in this life and in college, we are probably going to make mistakes. But shouldn't we try to put up guardrails and avoid danger where possible, instead of ignorantly waiting for danger to kick us into action? Maybe that's just me who believes that. And why? Not because it's what I was taught in Sunday school. I mean, I was taught it, but it didn't matter what anyone told me until I accepted it as true. And I didn't accept it as true until I was about to drive off the mountain. You see, I'm not the perfect girl so many people have told me they see me as, and this is tough to say, because I've tried for so long to uphold that perfect image by always fixing up before going to school, by getting the best grades, by being involved in every club, by always saying what I knew should be said in a situation, by always checking off every single box in my and everyone else's checklist for what should make up the perfect person. But it just wasn't enough. I was never enough, and it was killing me inside. By day, I was Supergirl, going to cheer practice, baton lessons, gymnastics, dance, church, doing homework, paying attention in class, trying my best to forget that by night, I was a mess. Broken, unable to sleep, unable to eat or keep down food, unable to smile or laugh, too weak to think, too weak to distinguish truth from lies. Yes, I was struggling with severe depression. I didn't know what to believe anymore. I couldn't just listen to my parents, teachers, or siblings anymore about what truth was. I had to make a decision. When I was so broken that I was stripped down to my core, underneath all my accomplishments, apart from the beliefs of everyone around me, what did I believe? It was probably the worst, but also best day of my life when I finally realized what I believed and realized while it seemed like I was falling from that cliff and grasping for a branch that I couldn't find to save me, all I had to do was state what I believed. And that is that God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit love me and have a purpose for my life. And no matter what happens, I trust that that purpose is good. I simply had to trust that Jesus was who he said he was, did what he said he did, and that I was who he said I was. That day, I was more scared than I ever was in my life because I had to take a leap of faith and just trust. But from that moment, the healing came. From the moment I accepted God to be absolute truth, I was able to see the world around me clearly and through stronger eyes than ever before. And there is nothing to fear anymore, because no matter what could happen to me, God is still God, and the truth is still the truth, absolute and unchanging. That's the story of how I found truth, and I've told it today in hopes that you all can find truth in less painful ways. I could have easily given a speech today like the ones I've heard in the past, but they all seemed very dishonest to me, riddled with phrases that we have become accustomed to accepting as truth in this world. Not only that, but they all sound pretty good and promise happy futures. The world tells all kinds of lies that sound so close to the truth, but they are actually quite far away. For example, sometimes you just have to be selfish and make decisions that will make you and only you happy. No, forgive me if I ruin your fun, but this life is not about how happy we can make ourselves. God did not put me here on this earth so that I may be made happy, but so that I may make a difference and bring some truth and joy into other people's lives. And there is never an exception to that. After we are gone from this earth, the amount of happiness we have experienced will not be known to anyone. What will be known are the things that we have done out of selfless love and compassion. That is the truth. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy. I'd like to close with some quotes about truth that inspire me. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. That is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. Martin Luther King Jr. Many people, especially ignorant people, want to punish you for being correct, for being you. Never apologize for being correct or for being years ahead of your time. If you're right and you know it, speak your mind. Speak your mind even if you're a minority of one. The truth is still the truth. Mohandas Gandhi. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32, the Bible. If what I have said today is true, then nothing I have said today matters unless you decide to believe it. Yes, it will still be true, because the truth is the truth no matter who believes it. But nothing can change you unless you decide to let it. You have to take that leap of faith, all on your own. I won't leave you all today with a question answered, but rather I will leave you today with a question to ask yourself, one that only you can answer, one that when answered will define and guide you wherever you may go. Don't just go out into this world and believe what everyone tells you. Study, research, and find out if you believe it too. What is truth? To all of you who are here today in support of a loved one, thank you for coming and for always being there for us. To all my fellow classmates and now graduates, it's been a great 4 years, and I can't wait to see how you all change the world. And finally, to all of you who told me to keep my speech short and sweet, you can wake up now. I'm done. Thank you, and God bless.
As we present the diplomas, we would ask that you would hold your applause until each name is called on each row. Would the honor graduates please stand? Lily Elizabeth Eccles. Jerry Daniel Holloway. Aaron Jimenez. Courtney Ann Tyner. Johnny Lorenzo. Alma Dolores Aparicio. Emmanuel Alejandro Andrade. Wendy Trin. Ulysses Juvenal Darris. John Corey Reese. Alec James Martin. Cassidy Mary Sue Buffington. Laura Gonzalez Perez. Marlene Godoy. Kara Hicks. Dylan Cade Duke. Would the first row please stand? Ashley Abercrombie. Lisbeth R. Abreu. Adolfo Angel Adame. Cynthia Naomi Aguilar. Efren Alarcon. Rodrigo Alfaro. Joseph Allen. Caesar Almazan. Scott Allen Anderson, Jr. Mariana Estefana Apolinar. Javier Arvillo, Jr. Elena Megan Baker. Martin Becerra. Would the second row please stand? Ricardo Becerra. Angelica Belton. William Garrett Bishop. Danielle Sinclair Bivens. Juan Manuel Boto. Afton Mallory Bramlett. Draquan Bronner. Hunter Buffington. Ebony Breon Burst. Blake William Butler. Brittany Lynn Kane. Davy Allison Cantrell. Zadie Yesenia Carrillo. Would the third row please stand? Jacob Ryan Cash. Cody Lee Chandler. Cindy Escobar. Deja Nicole Clark. Tierra Kanisha Cobb. Hugo Humberto Contreras. Diana Contreras Reyes. Jonathan Bobby Brent Corum. Angela Cruz. Jimmy Cruz. Lucero Cruz. Weston Hoyt Dale. Trent Austin Dasher. Stephanie Lee Davison. Osvaldo Daniel Diaz. Would the fourth row please stand? Stephen Den. Jessica Jasmine Alonzo. Leon Ellison. Cesar David Escobedo. Javier Alberto Escueda. Andrew Stephen Evans. Cynthia Flores. Erica Flores. Guadalupe Flores. Jesse Ernesto Flores. Michael Fortner. Travis Brian Foster. Seth Owen McKay Fowler. Corey James Frazier. Jeremy Ryan Gaddis. Monica Galvez Hernandez. Would the fifth row please stand? Nikita Desiree Gann. Alexis Garcia. Elton Garcia Castillo. Ivan Garcia. Lizette Garcia. Monica Sarai Garcia. Stephanie Garcia Herrera. Matthew Horace G. Jose Enrique Gomez. Maria Gomez. Nelly Gonzalez. Araceli Gonzalez. Richard James Griffin II. Talea Lee Harrington. Samantha Renee Harris. Araceli Hernandez Garcia. George Hernandez. Would the sixth row please stand? Kayla Isabel Hernandez. Star Nicole Hogan. Samuel James Hogue. Caleb James Holtzclaw. Antarius Deshad Hughes. Matthew Christopher Hunt. Dimitri Alexander Hunter. Karen Ibarra. Jordan Grady Jackson. Marquavius Tyon Geralds. Contavious Dewan Johnson. Austin Lamar Knight. Sergio Lara Mendoza. Erica Nicole Loggins. Taryn Holly Long. Alida Maria Lopez. Erica Lopez. Megan Elaine Lunsford. Would the 7th row please stand? Antonio Maddox. Churchton Orchid Malik. Jericho Levi Marlowe. Liliana Martinez. Austin Eugene McNew. Eric Madell. Evelyn Medina. Ashley Menchaca. Jason Mendoza. Juan D. Mendoza. Maria del Rosario Mendoza. Alicio Perez Jr. Shaniqua Kalinda Lachey Mitchell. Faith Lauren Montgomery. Jonathan Morales. Vanessa Nava Torres. Brian Scott Nickerson. Kayla A. Norman. Jose Ricardo Ortiz. Would the 8th row please stand? Jesus Vargas Ortiz. Diana Patoja. Paige Victoria Parker. Brenda Cherie Payne. Francisco Pedraza Jr. Brenda Perez. Miriam Jacqueline Perez. Whitley Victoria Ferguson. Gabriela Ramos. Enrique Restrepo. Giovanni Alfredo Reyes. Yadira Rivas Reyes. Yahira Rivas Reyes. Salvador Rivera Navarrete. Luis Robles. Jared Rogers. Joyce Marie Rugg. Trevor Cole Riles. Kayla Marie Sandoval. William Alexander Scott. Would the 9th row please stand? Chadwick Barclay Self. Gabriel Sesmus. Diana Silva. Franklin Matthew Silvers. Logan Bailey Simmons. Taylor Simmons. Alexis Brooke Smith. Rachel Elise Smith. Tiara Chantel Smith. Andrea Soto. Myra Soto. Jonathan Stansinopoulos. Xavier Curon Summers. Terrence Tabor. Brandon William Taylor. Patrick Jerome Taylor. Would the 10th row please stand? Kyle Thompson. David Torres. Samantha Denise Turpin. Cheyenne Unkefer. Edward Vergara. Cindy Lorena Villatoro. Krista Chelsea Watson. Milton Thomas Welchel. Austin Dale Winters. Ethan Kyle Winters. Natalie Kayla Winters. Jacob Gregory Yantz. Gabriel Wyatt Yop. Andrew G. Fagan. You may be seated, graduates.
Well, good evening, Vikings. That is pitiful. Good evening, Vikings. Two quick things before I make a few remarks. Number one, would family, faculty, and friends join me in congratulating this class of 2014? They think that you're every bit as beautiful as I do from the spot that I stand here. And as a point of privilege, could we take just a moment to thank Pastor Franklin and Free Chapel for making this facility available. Thank you. Vikings, my role at graduation is always twofold. For 15 years, I've been a superintendent. Number one, by law, I have to confer your diplomas. I have to make them official, if you will. But I also, in 15 years, have never missed an opportunity to give you just one last little bit of unsolicited advice. You know, that stuff that you roll your eyes and you say, Mr. Schofield, you really don't have to do that second part. You know, you're going to be surprised, and I was surprised as I listened to your speakers earlier tonight. Lily and I actually didn't call each other and compare notes, because what I want to talk to you about tonight for just a few minutes before I confer your diplomas is the idea of truth. You know, I recently read that the average American will tell 200 lies a day. 200 lies a day. We can chuckle about that, we can make jokes, but to me it's staggering. And sometimes I worry as a father, as an American, that we've lost an appreciation for that which is truth. So if you would give me just a few minutes tonight before I confer your diplomas, I want to give you 3 kernels of what I consider to be truth. The first truth that I want to give you, and I guess this leaves me only 199 lies to tell today, is that ever since you were little kids, some of the people that love you the most have told you a little white lie. And that little white lie goes something like this. We've told you great minds think alike. Let me tell you that there's very little that could be further from the truth. There was an author by the name of Robert Fulghum who told a story one time of a young pastor, and when he got to his church at 7:30 in the morning, he received a phone call, and it was from his pre-K teacher. And she said, Pastor, I've got some bad news for you. I've just been in a car accident. You're going to have to teach the 4-year-olds today. They're going to be there in 15 minutes. Well, within 20 minutes, there were 20 little 4-year-olds running around this pastor's feet, and some of them were starting to swing from the lights, and he wasn't really quite sure what to do with them. So he hearkened back to his own days in pre-K. And he said, children, he said, come to me. He said, come to me. We're going to play a little game. We're going to play a little game that I used to play when I was a boy, and it's called Giants, Wizards, and Dwarfs. And here's the first thing that you need to do, children. You need to decide today, are you going to be a giant, a wizard, or a dwarf? About that time, he felt a little tug on his pant leg. And he looked down, and a beautiful little curly-headed girl was looking at him, and she said, Pastor, where do the mermaids stand? He said, no, sweetheart. You didn't understand the rules. In this game, there are only giants, mermaids, and wizards. She said, but Pastor, that's not true. For you see, I am a mermaid. Graduates, class of 2014, the question I would pose to you when it comes to thinking differently from the herd is, where do the mermaids stand? Can you imagine where our world would be if John the Baptist, Aristotle, Mother Teresa, or Abraham Lincoln had decided to think like the herd? Indeed, minds and great minds do not think alike. Great minds dare to think differently. The second piece of truth that I would put before you tonight is I would challenge you to come up with your own definition of success. Success and significance. For if you're not careful, we live in a culture that will define success for you, and it'll look something like this. How much money is in your bank account? What kind of an automobile or what kind of a truck do you drive? Who did you marry? What are the titles after your name? Ladies and gentlemen, success is something that should come from the very core of your soul. And let me challenge you to take the time to sit down and discern for yourself how you are going to define your success. You know, nobody has a perfect definition for success, but I really like Emerson's. And Emerson said it like this. He said, success. Success is to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of our honest critics, and to endure the betrayal of our false friends, to appreciate beauty, to see the best in others, and to leave the world just a little bit better place. Success, Emerson said. You want a measure for success? Emerson said, when you lay your head on your pillow at night, know that at least one individual in this world has breathed easier because you have lived. This is success. So if you will dare to think differently, if you will craft your own definition of success, the last piece of advice I give you is one that I've given all three of my children for the last 18 years. And you're going to do the same thing that they do. Every time that I say this to them, when I let them out of the car, when they leave the house, or when I leave for work, they roll their eyes. Yeah, Dad. And here it is. Love the unlovable. You know, we live in a world where it seems that everybody's angry, that we have to choose sides. Are you for or are you against? Are you blue or are you red? Are you liberal or are you conservative? And we just seem to be an angry culture. And some of the people that are angriest are those that need our love the most. Let me challenge you every day for the rest of your lives to get up in the morning and make it your priority to love someone who is very unlovable. You know, life is going to require you to make some choices. You've heard that over and over again tonight. You've heard that for your last 17, 18, 19 years. And some of the most difficult decisions that you'll be faced with are going to be when you have to go against the herd. When you make the determination to love someone who is unlovable, to stand for something that is not easy. But ladies and gentlemen, that is where the fruit is found. Let me challenge you to spend your lives standing for that which is good and right and noble and true.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live.
Shame on you.
This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee you, a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
We've got too far!
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine, we'll just get tougher with it.
If a person grits his teeth and shows real determination,
failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say we can break this army here.
And win just one for the Gipper.
But I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time.
You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
cut out their living guts 1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You're like a big bear, man.
This is your time.
Seize the day.
Never surrender. Victory or death.
That's the Chicago way.
Who's with me?
Clap! Clap! Don't let team die! Clap!
All right, let's fly!
And gentlemen in England, now I beg, shall
No, my name is the Lord.
But I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
Our Independence Day.
East Hall graduates, celebrate today, contemplate your tomorrows, and may the God of the universe guide your steps and give you peace. Congratulations. In accordance with the regulations and policies of the Hall County Board of Education in the state of Georgia, and on behalf of your Hall County Board of Education and myself, I hereby declare that these members of the class of 2014 have met all requirements and are therefore eligible to be designated as graduates of the best high school in America, East Hall High School.
Congratulations.
Will you guys please stand for our alma mater? Good job, Hunger.
You may be seated. Before we close, Mr. Cooper would like to share some final words with all of you.
Guys, I'm coming at this time, kind of an unusual time to be stepping up to say a few words. But today, East Hall, our extended family, we lost one of our own. We lost one of our 10th grade students today in a tragic accident at Cedar Creek Reservoir. So I'd like to take this time for everyone to stand to have a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated.
My fellow graduates, 4 years ago, we walked the halls of East Hall High School for the first time. At that moment, graduation seemed far off. We had 4 long years of homework and projects, tests and quizzes ahead of us. I'm sure you will agree with me when I say that every year we waited anxiously for summer break. Every summer break marked the end of another school year, and we inched closer and closer to today. Last Friday, when I walked the halls of East Hall High School for the last time as a student, it dawned on me that these last 4 years, which before had seemed to go by so slowly, had actually flown by. And so, as we prepare to leave for the very last time as the East Hall High School class of 2014, I leave you with these fitting words of Benjamin Franklin. You may delay, but time will not. Just like our 4 years at East Hall, the coming years will pass quickly, and before you know it, you'll be old and trying to stay hip like your parents. Therefore, I ask you to do 2 things with your time. First of all, I ask you to make memories because although you cannot stay in one time period, you can always go back briefly through memories. In a couple of years, when I think back to high school, I'll remember Friday night football games, band camp, eating and laughing with friends, and I'll say, those were good times. I'm sure you have similar memories, and I hope you enjoyed your time at East Hall as much as I did. Finally, I ask you to seize the day. If you have dreams, pursue them now. Don't wait, the time will never be just right. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember, you are a Viking. You have been prepared to overcome every obstacle along your journey. Thank you so much, teachers, counselors, coaches, and administrators, for preparing us so well and for dedicating so much of your time to us. Thank you. Also, thank you parents, family members, and friends for being so supportive and for showing us so much love. Thank you. Y a todos los padres y familiares, muchísimas gracias por hacer todo lo posible para darnos un mejor futuro y por brindarnos su apoyo y cariño. Gracias. My fellow Vikings, you've completed your training at East Hall. Now go out and conquer the world. Congratulations, class of 2014. May God bless you, and good luck on all of your future endeavors. Thank you. Invited guests, we ask that you remain at your seats until all faculty members and graduates have exited the sanctuary. Thank you.